Hello, my name is Anisha. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So to start off, we're gonna do the brows. I like using the Benefit Ka-Brow Pomade. You don't want to be very heavy-handed with this. Just lightly fill in the areas that's missing here. You want more of a natural full brow than one of those like super thick-ass, boxy, Nike checkmark looking brows. So now we're going to tidy up the brows a little bit. Take some concealer or foundation. I personally like using foundation on the top of the brow and concealer on the bottom of the brow. But you want to take a little bit on a flat brush and just carve the eyebrow out so it'll clean up any kind of mistakes you might have made with the pomade. It gives the brows a very clean, defined shape. Next, you want to carry that concealer down onto the eyelid. Just because the concealer acts like a primer and it creates a great base for you to apply your eyeshadows onto. It also neutralizes any kind of pigmentation you might have there. So once you blend it out, apply a little bit of translucent powder to set the concealer. So for the eyes, I'm going to start off with a light orange kind of tan color. This is going to be your transition color. So you want to blend that out above the crease using like a fluffy crease brush. This is what's going to give you that gradual transition from light to dark on your eyes. Next, you want to pick up a color that's in the same shade range, but a little bit deeper, a little bit darker than that first color. And using a crease brush, you want to blend that just under that first transition color. So you want everything to blend out very smoothly, again, from the first transition color to the second, slightly darker transition color. Feel free to go back to the first color and add a little bit more if you need it. When you're blending, sometimes the pigmentation can kind of wash away, so feel free to dip back and forth and build up the transition shades as much as you need to. Next, using a flat shadow brush, pick up like a reddish brown, kind of like a warm, darker brown color, and tap it onto the eyelids. Notice how I'm not rubbing it back and forth. I'm tapping the brush against the eyes, kind of pressing the eyeshadow onto the eyelid. This is what's going to give you that really beautiful color payoff. And then, again, go back into the transition shades and blend back and forth until it becomes a smooth, gradual transition. Take any kind of kohl pencil, gel eyeliner pencil, and line the top lash line. It doesn't have to be neat, because as you can see here, we're going to pick up a little bit of dark brown eyeshadow and smudge that out. You're probably going to look a little bit ratchet, but that's okay, because I promise it all comes together at the end. Just trust me. So using like a pencil brush or a bullet brush, kind of use a dark brown eyeshadow to smoke out that liner and create like a soft smoked out line. This is what's going to give you that very soft and yet sultry, kind of blown out smoky eye makeup. Next, wipe off any excess eyeshadow off the face with a makeup wipe. It happens. That's why I like to do eyes first and base last. Next, moisturize your face. I don't care if you have dry skin, oily skin, normal skin, you need to moisturize. And then set that moisturizer with a little bit of translucent powder. Once you've applied translucent powder all over your face, take some setting spray and spray your face. And once the setting spray has dried, apply primer all over the face. If you have any sort of skin issues like hyperpigmentation or redness, then you need to color correct. My model, Anam, has a little bit of acne scarring, so she has a little bit of redness on the face, and for that, I'm using a green color corrector. Green will offset the redness on her face. If your skin is fair to medium, I recommend using a peach color corrector. If you are tan or darker, I recommend using an orange color corrector. You want to apply that peach or orange color corrector to the areas where you have a little bit of darkness. For South Asian women, this is usually under the eyes and around the mouth. Once you've blended that out, set the color correction with translucent powder. For foundation, I'm using Fenty and I'm mixing that with the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. So I like to apply foundation with the flat brush first and then blend it into the skin using a buffing brush. In my honest and humble experience, I feel like that's what gives you the most flawless application. For cream contouring, I'm using the Bobbi Brown foundation stick. I like to apply a little bit on the top of the forehead, onto the hollows of the cheekbones and the jawline. So to blend it out, you can use a brush or a beauty blender. I prefer using a brush because it's easier and faster. And they both give you like the same result anyways, so why not? For concealer, I use two types of concealer. One that matches your skin or like a shade lighter than your actual skin tone, and one that's like 3 shades lighter than your actual skin tone. The one closest to your skin tone, apply that on the forehead, bridge of the nose, and the chin. The super bright one, apply it under the eyes, and just under that super bright concealer, put a little bit of the concealer closest to your skin tone. This way, when you blend it all out, it kind of melts that super bright under eye into your actual skin tone color. To add a little bit of color and dimension to the face, as well as to set the cream contour we did earlier, I'm using the Benefit Hoola Bronzer in the shade Caramel. This bronzer looks amazing on everyone, especially South Asian skin. So I know everyone says, oh, you should set your concealer with translucent powder, but let me tell you, I don't do that. So I like using a powder foundation to set my concealer because it adds a little bit of extra coverage in case you still have a little bit of ashiness peeking through or hollowness in your under eye area. And then with blush, I like to kind of stamp the blush onto the cheeks and lightly blend it out rather than moving my brush back and forth. And when it comes to eyeliner, the Huda Beauty Lifeliner eyeliner is my favorite eye pencil. It does not budge, it does not smear, it does not run, and it lasts all day long. Once you've applied eyeliner on the waterline, I like to smoke out the lower lash line using the 2 transition colors we used earlier on the top eyelid. You want to use the darker of the 2 colors closest to the lash line, and you want to use the lighter of the 2 transition colors just under the darker one. So again, you see that transition from light to dark, keeping the darker colors closest to the lash line. So for mascara, I love the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. You guys, please do not waste your money on high-end, super pricey mascaras when these cheap-ass drugstore ones do the literal exact same thing. So if you've seen my work on Instagram, you know that I almost always use filmy lashes in the style Umrao. They are my absolute favorite. Next, you want to apply mascara on the lower lash line. I just used the Too Faced Better Than Sex mini version because it came free as a gift with my Ulta order. And then I'm going to line her lips with Morphe's lip liner in the shade Bite Me. And I'm going to top that off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Ashton, which is this beautiful light reddish brown shade. And then I'm just spraying the face with a little bit of setting spray before I apply highlight. I feel like highlight tends to show up better on a slightly sticky surface than like a fully proper dry surface. And last but not least, I'm slightly contouring her nose just to add a little bit of dimension. And this is the final look, you guys. I am so happy with how this turned out. I actually think this might be one of my favorite looks I've created to date. And I hope you guys like it just as much as I do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!